Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is The Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to DSP week. So I've not done this before, but I have found I have got lots of scraps of pieces of paper that I just don't want to throw away. And the Cutest as Bug designer series paper, which you can see here, is one of the papers that after I had finished creating the cards back in May, I had pieces of designer series paper left over, which I just didn't want to throw away. I loved the paper so much. So what do I do with it? So today is all about the DSP. Well, in fact, the whole week is going to be about all the DSP. What do we do with our scrap pieces of DSP? Do we just throw them away, or is there something that we can do? So this is card 1, Monday. So let's see, bring in the supplies that we've got today. Okay, so I have got my normal piece size Cajun Craze. This measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of Very Vanilla. In fact, I have 2 pieces, one for the outside and one for the inside. And both of these measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And here are my scrap pieces. I have 2 scrap pieces of designer series paper, both measuring 1 1/4 by 3 1/2. So that's yes, that's 1 1/4 by 3 1/2. My brain just froze then. Yes, so I've got a piece there, and I've got a piece there, so you can choose which side you're going to choose to focus on. I have crushed curry, again 1 3/4 by 3 1/2, and then I have Cajun Craze, which matches the base card, 1 3/4 by 3 1/2. Now there was this beautiful designer series paper in the set, and you can find that the characters here all get cut out with the dies. Let's bring the dies in quickly. So the die I have chosen to use today is this one. As you can see, he cuts out the beautiful caterpillar. We're going for caterpillar. Yes, there he is. You can cut them out. You can cut out the ladybird. You can cut out the beetle. You can cut out the ants. I think the only thing you can't cut out on this paper is this little creature here, which is a shame really, because she's really rather beautiful. Anyway, everything else can be cut out using the dies or by hand. So I have cut out my little bug, so my ladybug, and my butterfly, caterpillar. We'll go for caterpillar. I know I said it was a worm last time, but I think I've been reliably informed it's a caterpillar. I have a strip for a sentiment, which measures half an inch by 2 3/4. Right, so let's do the stamping first. I'm going to take the inside layer and the sentiment. Let's push those aside. So with my Cajun Craze, I'm going to ink up the creature, my little caterpillar. It's off to eat his leaf. And he's just going to, I'm going to put him on this side. He can walk across the page. There he is. Isn't he beautiful? And then I'm going to ink up my sentiment. Pop it around the ink pad. I think this one needs to be re-inked. Let's get a re-inker for this one. Right, okay, so let's pop it down. And I've gone for happy birthday on this one. That's literally all of the stamping and inking we need to do. Pop those aside. We're now going to take our piece of white cardstock and we're going to arrange our DSP onto the paper. A piece on the top, a piece here, and a piece here. Right, so just arrange them so there's a gap between each layer, and it's an equal gap. Once you've done that, you can take your glue. I'm using my multi-purpose for this one. There we go. I'm going to pop this one up the top here. Make sure it's straight. Then I'm going to take my crushed curry. Now, you don't have to use cardstock as well. You could use 4 pieces of designer series paper if you wished. You could even use 4 pieces of cardstock if you wished. Make sure that's, yeah, that's right. Then I've got this one. Or, of course, you could make the strips smaller and you would get more on the card base. Move you up a tiny bit. There we go. Okay, last piece, the Creation Craze. That's going to go there. Now, find a embossing folder that you like. I'm using the Ladybug Picnic Designer Series paper. Making sure that my line and the Stampin' Up logo is facing up. Pop my card inside. There we go. Run it through the cut and emboss machine and it comes back looking like that. So it's got this beautiful pattern on it. So it steps it up just once more time. Now this can be layered onto our card base. Again, because it is all bobbly, I'm going to use my multi-purpose to make sure that all sides lay down. Oh, nearly lost it. There we go. That's perfect. Then I can go inside and I can layer my inside into it. There we go. Fold it over, burnish. There we go. And then we have got our caterpillar. I'm going to use my dimensionals and I'm just going to work out where my happy birthday is going to go. I think it's going to go down here. I think. And that's going to go across the 3 of those. It's quite pretty. Now, because it is designer series paper and it's quite floppy, I'm going to use quite a few of the tiny dimensionals just to give it a little bit of support. You don't want it not standing out when the card is being presented. Sorry, thinking there, there's that stop as I brain concentrates on taking the dimensionals. One there, one more on there. Okay, I'm just going to take these off. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Right. He is going to go across the 3. Doesn't mind that the underneath is bobbly. And then we can put our happy birthday on as well. So let's put those on. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I normally use the large dimensionals. These are the mini ones. I ordered them by mistake, but actually, do you know what? They've actually come in quite handy, especially when you're doing smaller characters or images. Right, and there we are. That is our first what do I do with all this DSP project for this week. Don't forget to join me on Wednesday when I will have another design. Thanks ever so much. Take care. Bye.